Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Happy Investor Podcast with me, Sophie. Now, today I wanted to catch up with you guys because I have been so busy. For the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been everywhere, and that has led to a bit of burnout. And I wanted to share today everything I've been up to in my business for the last 3 weeks, all the lessons I've learned, all the challenges, all the amazing wins, and how that led to burnout and how I've been recovering from it. So let's get straight into the podcast today. So, firstly, I want to know, how is everyone getting on with their investments? Are you an investor yet? Because this is what the podcast is for. I'm on a mission to get everyone investing. So if you're not an investor yet, I'm going to put a link at the bottom to Sophie's Investing Club. This is something I created literally 3 weeks ago when I was on Lisa Johnson's retreat and she told me to. But it's something that has been brewing for a very long time. Sophie's Investing Club starts with a couple of really easy videos that introduces you what is investing, what is the stock market, what is an index fund. I promise to keep it simple and easy for you. So come and join the club. It's 20 quid a month. You can dip in and out if you want to. You're going to access these videos and it will show you how to start investing today. So you could access the videos, put your 10 quid in, your money will start growing, and then you're an investor. And I should probably disclaim this by saying, yes, with any investment, your money can go up as well as down. But what I want to do is empower you with the knowledge, the information, everything you need, keeping it very simple, so that you can make your own decision in what you want to invest in. But have a look at the link below, come and join the club, and I will explain it all to you in there. So, what have I been up to in the last 3 weeks? Even looking at the list is just mad. So the first thing I did about 3 weeks ago, I went to London to a beautiful hotel in Mayfair where I met my friend Liz McQuillan, who is the queen of events. She is helping me put my event on in the summer, because I've run networking on the beach in Swanage for the last couple of years. It's got a little bit bigger each year, maybe 20, 30 people each time. And we've done literally networking on the beach. So we'd go for a beach walk. I would deliver a masterclass. We'd have a nice lunch. I had some live music. One year, my husband's sea shanty band came to sing, which was nice. Another year, my dad's barbershop quartet came to sing, which was great. And last year, I got everyone on a speedboat around the bay. So it was really fun. But this year I'm going bigger than ever. So I've got a beautiful hotel in Bournemouth. There's going to be between 50 and 100 people in the room. It's business by the beach. And I've already locked in some amazing guest speakers. So you need to be there on the 31st of July. I'll put a link in the bottom as well. But it's going to be such a fun event. If you're a business owner, then come along. So I spent the day with Liz planning the event. And she really is the queen of events. She had spreadsheets, she had notepads. I'll put it on the screen. This is one of her notepads. Absolutely beautiful. It's got flamingos all over it. But she's a legend. Then that evening, we went to a property and finance networking evening, again in Mayfair. And I hadn't really clocked what it was or where it was, but it was in this place called Caviar House. And it turned out to be wine and caviar tasting with Kim and Roz. Shout out to the girls who are just doing wonderful things in the property and finance space. So we did a bit of caviar tasting. I didn't realise that they put a spoonful of caviar on the back of your hand and then you basically lick it off. So we had 3 types of caviar, 3 types of wine. And then I got home very late. And then 2 days later, it was back to London to Expert Empires, which is a 2-day business event. They literally have speakers from 9 till 6, all day, every day. And so I went to see them. It was a real mixed bag of speakers, but I really enjoyed listening to Lisa Johnson, who spoke about personal branding, and Matt Hall, who's always brilliant. He really brings the energy. He spoke about launching, which he's done really successfully. And then on the Saturday night, Simon and I were like, oh, where should we go tonight? What should we do? So we went to see Starlight Express, which is one of my favourite ever musicals. I could sing it to you word for word. Maybe I'll save that for another podcast. But Expert Empires was good. I saw a lot of my business friends there. I did some learning there. And it was just nice to have a weekend in London with Simon. So after that, I came back for a day, and then I drove for 5.5 hours to Lincoln for a mastermind retreat with Lisa Johnson, who I'm part of her mastermind this year. So about 20 of us went. She'd hired this beautiful lodge in the middle of this sort of retreat centre. So I arrived at night and I was driving around in the dark and I found our lodge. It had 10 bedrooms, two hot tubs, its own private lake, um, several living rooms. It was absolutely beautiful. And we had sessions on personal branding. We had hot seat coaching from Lisa. We had really nice food. We had a chocolate workshop at one point, which is amazing because I'm half Belgian and I love chocolate. I would like my own chocolate shop one day. I'm just putting it out there. So we made chocolate lollipops and little truffles and things. It was lovely. And I met some really nice people, all very ambitious, all very supportive. Lots of them are coming on this podcast as guests, which is great. But we had a session on leadership by this amazing high performance coach. And a couple of things stuck with me. One of them was your leadership type and how you communicate with people. And the other one was about high performance. And she said, if you rate your stress from 0 to 10, then where do you think the high performance is? And I think it's between like 7 and 9. I'm like, if my stress level is between 7 and 9, then I'm really highly productive. I'm high achieving. I'm doing loads. She was like, it should be between 0 and 1. So your stress level should be between 0 and 1. And that is your highest performance. Let that just sink in for a minute. So here I've been being like, I need to be productive every day. I need to be working my ass off every day. I need to be feeling the stress to be this high achiever, to feel like I'm doing my job as much as I can. Whereas actually I'm learning that I need to do a bit less. And actually, when I came home, I recorded a podcast with my friend Sarah Lou, who is a GP, but she's now a burnout coach. And I was saying to her, she said to me, you can't just work and work and work and work and then have a spa day and it fixes everything. And then you start the cycle again. And I felt so incredibly seen because that's what I do. I just work a million miles an hour and then I book a spa day and just switch it, just shut it all out for a day. And then I come back to it. So what I'm learning is that I need to put little moments into my day, not work constantly all the time. Because when you have a business, that's what you do. You know, your business can be absolutely everything. So I'm learning to balance it out. So anyway, I got back from Devon, had a day at home, and then we drove down to Devon to visit the family, which was really lovely. And then when we came back from Devon, I hosted my challenge. So I have a property management company, which we've built in the last 4 years to 40 HMOs, 200 tenants. We hit 1 million turnover last year. So it's big, big business now. And I mentor and coach other people to get into this business model. And so last week, I hosted a challenge on Facebook. And I basically spent the last couple of months growing my audience to get new eyes on it. Then I was promoting the challenge, and I probably had about 300 people in this Facebook group. And each day of the challenge, I would set them a task. And it was such an intense week because I would go in there and set the task. Then people would be replying to it. So I'd be replying to them, engaging, supporting, commenting, and you're just on all the time. And then I also had a VIP WhatsApp group, which was 27 quid to join. About 10 people joined, and they got some useful tools from me. I gave them a spreadsheet that would be really useful, and I gave them a bit of advice in there as well. So that week was very, very intensive. And then at the end of that week, we open, we launch, we let people into the membership. So it's very exciting. That weekend, we went to London. It was the start of half term. So we got to London, we did the London Eye, we did the London Aquarium. We went to see Strictly on tour, which I bought as my daughter as a birthday present back in January. And it was in the O2 Arena. So we took the Thames Clipper boat up the river. We went to the O2 Arena. And it was amazing. Simon and my son also came. So my daughter's 9, my son is 10. And near the end of the first half, my son said to me, how long is left? I was like, about 10 minutes, then it'll be the second half. He went, I'm so bored. I was like, okay, brought you to London to the O2 Arena to see this amazing show. It wasn't really his thing, but it was all right with some sweets. And then we got the cable car back, which was so cool. We did Wonkies in Chinatown, which, if you don't know it, is the most amazing Chinese restaurant. We took the kids to Hamleys, and we just had the best time. And then we had half term. We continued selling. It ended up being just over a 20 grand launch, which I'm really happy with. And now it's the week after. I'm still chatting to a few people who might be joining it. So busy, busy times. That's what I've been up to for the last couple of weeks. And a lot of it has been a bit of a blur because it's all been non-stop. There hasn't been a break. I tend to work and work and work and not, forget to have a break. And it has just led to burnout. So actually, there were a few days at home where I just said to Simon, like, I need to go to bed. I have no energy. And then when I was out and about, my energy was so low. I felt really, really drained. So I really need to protect my energy. So next week, there is an International Women's Day event. I had the choice of going up to Manchester or going to London for an event. And I've chosen the London event because Manchester would mean going up on the Thursday, couple of nights in the hotel, big event, coming back on the Saturday, quite a lot of time and money involved. Whereas the London day, a lot of my friends are going, so I just know it's going to be great vibes, and I can go back there and back in the day. So I'm definitely learning to protect my energy more, to do more of what makes me happy, which is what I preach. And we're reaching a real turning point at the moment with all the business stuff we have going on. We're reaching quite a massive change that's about to happen. So I'll definitely be sharing that with you guys as soon as it happens, because we've been working on this project for about a year, and it's all coming to a head now. And that'll be really interesting to break down for everyone, because you might be in a similar position to me. So yeah, this year is looking very exciting. I'm going to do a bit less. I tend to say yes to events and things. So I am going to a few events in March and April and May and June. And I've got my event in July. But I'm going to plan it better. I'm going to protect my energy more, and I'm not going to burn out. So having said that, I'm now going to go and take a break. I'm going to eat some food. I'm going to take the puppy around the block for her walk. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Don't forget to look at Sophie's Investing Club, and don't forget to check out my event, Business by the Beach. And I'll see you all soon. Bye.